mass adoption will come with the use cases that are viable and bring value to the end users.
Okay, what is going on, CYPRX advanced YouTubers? Welcome back to the CYPRX YouTube page. As always, if you're interested in learning about cryptocurrencies, commodities, indices, foreign exchange, please go ahead and consider subscribing to the YouTube channel. In today's video breakdown, we are going to cover these two technical analysis trade breakdowns that I had been covering to you guys on YouTube. So I'm going to give you guys a price update. I'd been mentioning to you guys on Twitter all about the positions that I'm going to be taking on XRP, and I even posted a YouTube video breaking down this whole entire trade where I told you all I was expecting a 1-to-5 risk to reward ratio from anywhere between 1-to-5 to 1-to-12 to come back above this channel to clear out the liquidity. If you guys don't follow me on YouTube or you guys don't follow me on Twitter, make sure that you guys do so because I give constant updates. So that is what we're going to do today. We're going to break down the entire technical analysis as to how I was able to scale into a second position, how this first position played out. But first, I want to avert your attention over to the YouTube video that I released to you guys on May 26, 2022. Just playing a rollback for you all just to show you all what we are capable of here at CYPRX. Not necessarily predicting the future, but again, basing our trades off of logic, properly drawing our Fibonacci on, and leveraging XRP. You guys know that I like to utilize CYPRX as my broker of choice. I'm also going to mention the broker Caleb and Brown to buy and sell XRP on. Now, personally, I had mentioned to you guys on Twitter to get all of your crypto off of the Uphold exchange, mainly because they've had multiple issues when it comes time to take profit, and when there's too much liquidity, too many orders being pumped through the market, they freeze, right? And you don't want that to happen if XRP does happen to have some type of moonshot and everybody's pulling partials, okay? And you can't take your profit because Uphold shuts down, all right? So again, I don't have an affiliate link for them or anything like that for CYPRX or for Caleb and Brown. You guys can just, do your own personal research and Google them, but I highly suggest that you get your crypto off of exchanges. Again, not financial advice, okay? Really do appreciate all the love and the support. Make sure that you guys are subscribed to the YouTube channel. And without further ado, let's get started in today's video breakdown. So here I want to play this video snippet for you guys just to show you guys. You guys know I like proof in the pudding. Here's that video where I told you guys on May 26th, I was in buy positions on XRP.
Discount on the overall buy position from the discounted area that I had mentioned to you guys over to the left hand side. This is where I place my buy on the higher time frame, and this is again why I'm looking for that 1-to-5 to maybe 1-to-12 risk to reward ratio, because if this is a proper Fibonacci retracement, how you're supposed to draw your fib on, and if this market does capitulate, we could see a potential 0% extension, which would come for the liquidity above B. And if the market melts to that liquidity, we could see a 50% Fibonacci extension, which would correlate in filling all of the imbalance in these candlesticks, okay? So that would then again be a 1-to-9 to maybe even 1-to-12 if we bust above this liquidity here. And that was my logic behind this entire trade entry, okay? Showing you guys logic, even if the market reverses itself now.
Oh man, listening to myself in the past is super annoying. But I wanted to show you guys this because again, all right, time and time, we show you all here at CYPRX that we're not joking, okay? We're not playing around. The strategy works, okay? Again, this is me just logic. Nothing that I constitute here is financial advice, but you guys can see here how multiple days in advance, okay, I was giving you guys these bullish targets, all right? And now you guys can see where XRP is currently floating at. I had mentioned to you guys that we were looking for the liquidity gap above B, which is all the way up here. That has yet to come into fruition, but I'd mentioned to you guys that we are seeking for price action to come back above this channel if price can't break the 38-cent psychological level. You guys can see how we had some friction around that 38-cent psychological level, and now we have completely capitulated back above that 38-cent psych level. Now, I want to take your attention to the Twitter. Again, if you guys don't follow me on Twitter, all right, I had a couple of people mentioned to me that it is really hard to find my YouTube page and my Twitter page by searching it, okay? Now, this might be a conspiracy theory, but I'm almost 110% sure that Twitter and YouTube can shadow ban you, which means that they don't tell you that they're banning you, but they block your name internally so that way when people try and search it, it doesn't pop up. And that's mainly because obviously we practice freedom of speech here. We say pretty much whatever it is that we want. We talk about conspiracy theories. We talk about shadow government things and whatnot here on these channels. And I feel like due to monetization, they do that. So make sure that if you guys are trying to follow me on Twitter, you guys go down in the link in the description on the YouTube videos. You guys can see here, official website for the mentoring program, cyprx.teachable.com, okay? cyprx.teachable.com. Only email address is right here, customersupport@cyprxtrading.com. If you want to email me, just literally copy and paste this into your email. And then right here, this is our Twitter link. You guys can click this. This is the easiest way to find us on Twitter. Instead of searching my handle, guys, just click this link. It is a safe link. And again, make sure that you're not following any WhatsApp, Telegram messaging services or anything like that. We don't have any of that. The only way to contact me is through these 3 avenues of approach right here. Okay, and having access to the CYPRX Discord. And the only way that you can do that is by enrolling in the mentorship program. So again, I don't reach out to anybody through WhatsApp or Telegram. Just be safe out there, you guys. There are impersonators out there. All right. But to take you guys over to the Twitter space, where I had been mentioning first about that 38-cent psychological level was down here. Again, you guys can see May 26th. If XRP fails to break 38 cents, we see a daily candlestick close. We could potentially see a road to recovery around 48 to 50 cents. I'd mentioned that to you guys. Okay, coming up here, we also see May 27th. XRP in a very interesting spot. 2 scenarios to play out. Number 1, a bullish break and hold above the 42-cent psychological level will most likely propel XRP into 50 cents and beyond. Number 2, a bearish break and close below 33 cents will send price lower, possibly anywhere between 22 to 17 cents. Now that is still into fruition for me. I'm not cutting that out completely, especially if we fail to get a break above the 50-cent psychological level and hold that. I'm expecting these bearish targets to come into fruition. So I tweeted that out to you guys. Again, if you guys don't follow me on Twitter, make sure that you do so. I drop lots of gems. Here again, we can see the 47-cent psychological level is a threshold that XRP needs to break bullish above to solidify no more bearish pressure. If we fault a bullish move into 47 cents or can't sustain above, more downside pressure is likely to come. I know on this dip, I was able to buy more, and that's all that matters. All right. Showing you guys time and time again that I talk about price action on the Twitter space. I don't hide from anybody, and we provide accurate price action analysis. Now, something that I want to talk about in comparison with leveraging XRP. A lot of people have been asking me how it is that I personally trade XRP. I have one leveraged account, and then I have a long-term bag. Now, that leads me to this tweet right here. The problem with most people is they wait for success to come knocking at their door. Most who are waiting around for cryptocurrency to pop off could be 10 times more successful if they just put a little bit more effort into their daily routine. Crypto money won't make you a better person. You guys, learn how to profitably day trade, okay? Sitting around and waiting for the crypto space and getting annihilated left and right because you're trying to just dollar cost average in, again, not financial advice, is death to a crypto trader, okay? There's so much potential for you to attack the cryptocurrency markets if you look at it from a day trading perspective with a strategy that constantly proves accuracy time and time again. Again, not 100% accurate, because that is not the case. Nobody can be right 100% of the time, but showing you guys proof in the pudding. How many times on the CYPRX YouTube have we put out content and then the trade is played out to the T multiple days in advance? Just trying to show you guys that we put our money where our mouth is. Now let's go into this trade breakdown. You guys already know the technical analysis breakdown on this trade right here. If you guys don't, make sure that you guys go back to this YouTube video that we posted on May 26th, and it breaks down the entire analysis. But I want to take your attention over to the second position that we added on. It's going to be very simplistic and easy to understand. I'm going to go over how we were able to capitalize on a 1-to-4 risk to reward ratio from 2 days ago on New York session, utilizing the methodologies that we teach here at CYPRX. Nothing in detail. These are just gems that you guys can add to your arsenal of confluences to have the confidence to place a trade. Okay, so now we are on the hourly chart. And as you guys know, I like to highlight areas of interest where the bank and institutions previous days for New York session, because I'm a New York session trader, bought price action. Why? Because that is most likely where New York session in the future is going to buy price action. Now, does that happen every single time? No. But if they are going to buy, they like to piggyback off of orders where they've previously bought from. So with that being said, you guys can see prior to the New York session that we placed the trade in, which was on May 29th, on May 28th and May 27th, you guys can see highlighting from the candlestick bodies down to the wick and highlighting from the candlestick bodies down to the wick, engulfing that entire area of price action and dragging that over to the right hand side. That gave us 2 areas of interest where in the future XRP price action could be seek to buy from a discount during New York session. Okay, and coming into the May 29th trading day where we took this trade, you guys can see how the bank and institutions during New York session manipulated price to anticipate sellers and build liquidity above highs. They tapped into that discounted area where they bought from the previous day. You guys can see taking from the candlestick bodies down to the wick, engulfing that entire area and extending that over. They purchased at a discount from where they bought from the previous day. Here's that previous day's New York session. Here's the area of interest where they bought from. You guys can see they put in 2 institutional orders for buys during their session. The previous previous day. You guys can also see this New York session here. They put in 2 orders for buys here at this area and here at this area, which correlates with this area. Okay, so now you guys can see that this is a heavy area of interest for New York session to take buys from. And you guys can see here how during this New York session, they pushed into that area of interest and took buy positions. So that was one of our confluences here at CYPRX. Now that is on the hourly time frame, jumping down to the lower time frame analysis just to show you guys the fractal nature of things. The fractal nature of things, understanding that each and every single candlestick on the higher time frame, when you jump down to the lower time frame, breaks down into multiple different candlesticks in a very different avenue of approach for attacking and interpreting price action. Okay, and that's something that you guys have to understand. So this was analysis on the higher time frame. We'll now jump down to the 15-minute. Okay, so 15-minute structure. Let's jump into the daily candlestick open area where we know the daily candlestick starts to form, where as you guys can see, that is right here in this general vicinity. The market makers were building liquidity in the sense of a what? A retail pattern trading style right here, where you guys can see some type of triple bottom support methodology where you can imagine over leveraged buyers were taking positions, placing their stop loss beneath these lows and entering for buys all in this area. Now, not only that, but people looking at this bearish price action had sell stops to get activated beneath these lows if price action did melt and go to the downside. All right, so this was an area of liquidity that the banking institutions were going to be targeting. And as you guys can see during the manipulation window for Asia session, it's literally hilarious how this all plays out. They come, they attack that liquidity. Okay, again, this is where the daily candlestick starts to form. So we can see the daily candlestick wick ideology would be what? They manipulated price to the downside for Asia session to take buy positions. Then they pass price action over to London, right? So once we get into London session, what do we see? During London session, what did they do? Same thing. You guys just have to ask yourself this to get an idea on what New York session is going to most likely do, right? Well, look at this. London session manipulated price to give themselves a discount from where they bought during their manipulation window, and then they took buy positions. So now we have Asia session manipulating price to take buys, London session manipulating price to take buys. Do you guys see a reoccurring trend? Okay, now we have 2 logical areas of interest that we would need to break before we confirm any type of bearish analysis. And as long as these levels hold, we are making bullish order flow, higher highs, higher lows. And most likely that trend is going to continue across whatever market you are trading, whether that's commodities, stocks, foreign exchange, or cryptocurrency. If the market is trending, move in tandem with the higher time frame trend. Well, as of right now, as scalpers, the hourly was bullish. We saw that by what? Identifying higher time frame areas of interest where the banking institutions could purchase from in the form of these blue rectangular boxes that we dragged to the right hand side, right? Now we jump down to the 15-minute. We've identified bullish order flow by seeing that the market makers have done what? They've manipulated price to take buy positions. They've manipulated price to take buy positions. Now we pass price action over into New York session, okay? So having all of this price action information, a lot of people will say hindsight testing is bullcrap. But as you guys can see, this is all the price action information that we would have had coming into this New York session. So we utilized all that, and now we have our logic behind the trade, which is what? That New York session got past price action at a high. So what are they most likely going to do? Think about it. They're not going to buy from a high, guys. They are not stupid. They're not going to buy when price action is at a high. They're going to manipulate price to give themselves discount from where either London session bought from, Asia session bought from, or where New York session previous days bought from, in the form of the ideology that banking institutions do not buy unless price is at a discount. Well, as you guys can see, when they got past price action, it was not at a discount. So utilizing our Fibonacci methodologies, taking the fib from where the banking institutions grabbed liquidity from and showed us the first sign to create a higher low to send price higher and break previous market structure, which is right here in this area. You guys can see here is the higher low after the market grabbed liquidity in this area. Okay, so here's the liquidity grab. Here's the most significant higher low, and here's the market structure that broke previous market structure. Okay, so where are we taking our fib from? Pause the video real fast, and I want you guys to interpret what it is that we teach here on the CYPRX page. Where are we drawing our Fibonacci from? From the higher low After the grab of liquidity, you guys can either utilize the wicks or the candlestick bodies. You're extending that up when price starts to retrace at least 25 to 35% of the way after we break a previous market structure high. Okay, so that just happened to be here. And now we wait for discount. You guys look at what banking institutions did. Again, confirming the ideology behind all the logic that I'm attempting to teach you guys. They wicked through that area of liquidity. They started to retrace and boom, they came into discount where they bought from the previous day, which is now a Fibonacci retracement of anywhere between 50 to 62 to 70 to 79%, where the banking institutions like to buy from. We entered into our bullish position for a potential continuation. Again, just simply looking for a continuation of anywhere between 50 to 70 to 100% would have given you a risk to reward ratio of 1-to-1, making 1% on your overall capital. As you guys can see, what we like to do here on CYPRX is get the best bang for our buck. So we look for anywhere between a 1-to-3 to 1-to-5 risk to reward ratio. Well, here's that 1-to-3 right here. And now you guys can see how that has played out. Okay. Absolutely beautiful execution on XRP USD. Here was the trade entry that I displayed to you guys on May 26th. You guys can see how that played out at a 1-to-5. I mentioned to you guys in the video that we were looking for a 1-to-5. We're still currently floating in this trade with our stops now moved to break even. I had mentioned to you guys that until we create a higher low and price takes out the top of this range, we weren't going to be moving our stops to break even, or at least I think I mentioned that in this breakdown. Okay. And now you guys can see time and time again, utilizing literally the same methodologies. Nothing changes in our strategy. Literally nothing, guys and gals. Okay, nothing. We use the same methodologies that we used, okay, when I told you guys that I was in buy positions predicting price action for you live, like literally, okay, before it all plays out. Put in the money where the mouth is, okay? Now you guys can see at a later date how that's played out with the confluences that we talk about. I hope that I'm being a superhero in this market, okay? Really showing you all what you can be capable of just by literally just by utilizing logic in your trading and not doing what everybody else in the market is doing. Everybody else in the market is moving frantic. They're panicking. They're freaking out. They're trading based off of emotions, okay? Which is a human tendency to do. It is not their fault. 90% of people have no control over their emotions. They have no self-awareness, okay? But you guys watching this channel most likely have self-awareness and you want to have an edge in your trading. You have an interest in what it is that we're talking about. You're seeing the analysis play out. If you guys want to learn our strategy in depth, remember that we are canceling the CYPRX mentorship towards the end of the year. We're not going to be having any more people enroll in CYPRX. We're going to take the students that we do have this year and last year that did enroll, and we're going to roll with that. They're going to be the only students that get the mentorship program. You have to take initiative. You have to want to succeed in this market. When people are constantly failing, you have to want to rise above that. The question is how are you going to do that? Most likely what you're going to do is you're going to develop a strategy that trades with logic in this market, and that is what we've done here at CYPRX. Again, nothing that we constitute here is financial advice. I said that in the last YouTube video that nothing that we constitute here is financial advice. Just for proof is in the pudding. If you guys had to listen to me, again, showing you all time and time again that the technical analysis plays out, this is what you could have capitulated on, okay? This is what you could have capitalized on, where I mentioned to you guys that we were looking for XRP to come and take out the liquidity above this range. This is just logic. Why? Because this is where the most liquidity lied. Banking institutions like to target liquidity, blah, 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 blah. The spiel that I always give you guys. As always, if you guys enjoyed this breakdown, if these gems that I'm dropping on the YouTube channel are really helping you all out and you're not subscribed to the YouTube channel, make sure that you guys do so. Like this YouTube video, share this YouTube video. Again, I mentioned to you guys that our YouTube and our Twitter are both shadow banned right now. So if it's hard to find us, make sure that you guys are using the official links down in the description below. Again, we do not have an Instagram anymore. We do not have a WhatsApp. We do not have a Telegram. The only way to join the private Discord chat is to enroll in the CYPRX mentorship program. You can do that by visiting cyprx.teachable.com. Blessings to you guys all. I hope that everybody has an amazing trading week. Look for my Twitter for XRP price predictions. Really do appreciate the love and the support. As always, be cognizant, be aware, and I will see you guys in the next video breakdown.